Welcome into this week's Coach's Corner, and this week we are highlighting a coach and a team that is off to their best start since the 2011-2012 season. That is the Lutheran High Northeast Eagles. They sit at 14-1 this year. Last time they had a start that good, they were 20-1 in their first 21 games. And one of the key players on that team, well, he was named Kenny Blank, who is the current coach for the Eagles. And thanks for joining us today, Coach.
You bet. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. And I guess, first of all, did you know that that was the case, that the last time this Eagles team was off to a start this good was when you were a junior?
No, I didn't realize that. So yeah, that's new information. Obviously, we had a good year back then, but yeah, I guess when you put it that way, that is kind of exciting to kind of be back, where we were those few years ago.
Absolutely. And you sit at 14-1 on the year, like I just mentioned. What's been the biggest key to being successful this season?
Yeah, I think it's been our experience and our defense. We brought back basically 8 guys that played a lot last year, got a lot of minutes, played in some big games. So being able to bring that experience back this year, I think has helped us get off to such a good start. We're probably further along earlier in the season than some teams with, like I said, with having that experience. We can be able to, they know the philosophy, they know the culture. So to be able to kind of iron out some more of the details to help us become a better team, I think has translated so far to begin the year. And on the floor, I think it's been our defense. I think the way we play defense, the way we get after people, has helped us. Sometimes if shots aren't falling, defense has still been the key for us. And we always try to hold teams under 40 points a game. And we've only not done that twice so far this year, and obviously the one loss that we have. So, though the defense has been the key for us to, with the defense, when we get stops or turnovers, we're able to create, offense off those things. So, that's, I think, been the key for us so far.
What is it about that kind of helps you? Is it the leadership? Is it the mature and the growth athletically? I guess what exactly about bringing so many boys back is beneficial?
Yeah, I think it's all that. I think it's, not only the leadership, with some of the other younger guys that we do have to play, some other sophomores. I think they're able to look up to those seniors and on how they do things, not only on the floor, but off the floor. In the weight room, getting extra shots up, doing the little bit extra things that help you become, great and better at basketball. So I think that's that. And then obviously on the floor, like I said, they've been through my system. They know what I expect. And they've been through, the whole varsity, speed and experience. So I think it's a combination of all those different things that help when you have that experience.
And again, 14-1, about midway through the season, maybe a little past that point. What's the goal for the rest of the year? Obviously you want to get down to Lincoln and play at PBA. I guess, how do you make that happen, and what's been the long-term goal this year?
Yeah, I think it's just still focusing on the process. It's cliche as a coach to say, but we got to take it one game at a time. We can't get to March and get to PBA right now. So we got to continue to get better, off the floor, on the floor. So if we can continue to focus on the process, which is just controlling what we can control, doing the extra things, like I said, in the weight room, getting extra shots up, preparing ourselves every day for those moments that will matter later in the year. So, we got to continue to take care of business here. We got, I think, 7-8 games left before the postseason. So, it's continue to keep that momentum. Obviously we're coming off a loss on Friday, so got to get that momentum back starting next week and just take it one game at a time. And hopefully we want to be playing our best basketball and be as healthy as we can be, at the end of February and into March.
Let's kind of dig into your background a little bit here. Obviously, we had mentioned that you played for the Eagles in high school. At what point did you realize you wanted to coach, and why did you want to coach?
That's a good question. I think it was probably in high school. They always kind of called me the coach on the floor, being an extension of that. So I always took an interest in not only basketball, but sports in general. It was something that I think just a God-given ability that, God blessed me with, to be able to kind of understand the game and take interest in learning different things about that. So yeah, I went and played college basketball at Concordia and Seward. Enjoyed that experience, and then went on to the University of Nebraska and joined the women's practice team. Was able to make some connections there to be able to try out for that and be able to to get the first year of, or the last year of Coach Connie Ori and the first year of Amy Williams. So we're able to be at practice there, and be the scout team for whoever the women are playing. So that just got a bunch of different experiences with different coaches, different philosophies. And Ben Lindbeck at Concordia, who I played under, just kind of combining all those different experiences has kind of helped, mold me into, what I believe in and the philosophies we have at Lutheran High right now. And yeah, it just was always something I think at the end of high school that I figured on that, I'd kind of like to coach someday. I ran a few youth camps, even at the end of my high school career. And so always took an interest in coaching. I think once I kind of got into that developmental stuff and camps and doing some individual workouts, I think that all blossomed into, hopefully probably coaching someday, whether that be high school or college, and then ended up, coming back to the alma mater at Lutheran High and coaching high school.
Absolutely. And I kind of want to go back into your early answer right there of you were on the women's scout team at Nebraska. What was that like? And, how did that happen? And kind of explain the process. Because I don't know if a lot of people, I don't even know that that's a thing where people can, try out or sign up to do that. I guess, what's that like?
Yeah. My older sister went to UNL, and some of her friends' brothers were on the women's practice team. So when I was pretty highly considering transferring to the university, got in contact with them, and they obviously knew people. So they have a tryout, and you try out to try and make it. And then I was fortunate enough I was able to make it. And then what we do is, we go against the women every day in practice, and who represent a certain player on the scouting report. So they kind of tell us, hey, you're going to be their point guard. This is what she likes to do. Implement that as much as you can into the practice today. And so it was a pretty cool experience to kind of get behind the scenes, of not only scouting reports and practice, but just Division I athletics in general. So that was pretty cool to be able to to be a part of that, and like I said, learn from some of those big time coaches that have made it.
And you learn and you grow through all these experiences, but you still end up back in Norfolk, back for the Eagles program. On a personal level, how much does it mean to you to be back there?
Yeah, it means a lot. I really enjoyed Lutheran High and the experience I had when I was in high school, and just the relationships that were built, when I was in high school, and even now, being back there, just full of a lot of good people, and just a lot of support. So, it was special to be able to come back, and then have their trust to be able to take over the program at a pretty young age, only after being graduated for a couple of years. So to be able to have the support from them, the administration, the entire community, was pretty special, at that time, and I'm blessed to be able to continue to have their support and do it to this day.
Obviously, you got many more years of coaching ahead of you, but do you plan to keep them mostly at Lutheran High Northeast, or are you staying there for the long haul?
It's a great question. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I have no plans to leave or do anything else. I love the community here, like I've talked about. I love Norfolk in general. So, I have no plans as long as they'll have me. I think it goes both ways there. So, yeah, hopefully continue to build this program up. Continue to raise the level and the expectations that we have at Lutheran High.
Absolutely. And that's all the time we have today for Coach's Corner. Again, thank you, Coach, for stopping in and chit-chatting some Lutheran High Northeast basketball with us.
Awesome. Appreciate it.